You almost timed that perfectly. Hello,
And
everybody.
That's how it's done.
Hi, Potatoes. I'm glad you're here now. I saw your DM, by the way. Yeah, the
Topates.
D&D Beyond overlay is pretty sweet that you can see all the character stats and stuff, and their secrets that they can't hide from you.
And call them if they're
Urban
not
is
marking their
still at
Wishy
one.
I am.
spells when they cast them.
Or it's still one. What's up, Wow Wowzer? I've always loved that name, by the way.
Wow, was
Links are in the description below. Just click that YouTube let's
take
right
you
there.
old.
And if you are not keen on watching 28 4-hour episodes, we will sometime in the near future of the point of time of sometime have recaps of recapping all the sessions.
TBD.
Prior. TBD.
We're working on our deadline issues.
And it's going to be titled very creatively, The Arcane Recap.
I remember I was in a chat with Eddie and Nick talking about another show that we're trying to roll out, and they were gonna call it. I'm just gonna say what the shot down name was: Inscribing the Archives. They're like, can we just stop calling everything the Archives? Can we stop just putting a word before Archives? So they ended up changing it, even though it was a cool name. But I was like, it was.
No,
Yeah.
it all has to. It just all has to be revolving around that.
Cohesive marketing. It's brand
Yeah,
awareness.
brand name.
Marketing.
Yeah.
It's brand continuity.
Yeah, at some point, the inscribing the
Arcane
archives would be
swimsuits.
more popular than the Arcane Archives, and then it's like, wait, what's the Arcane? I know inscribing.
Oh, did they
Think
like?
about it.
Aw,
If
we're
Apple
your
just
Arcane
decided one day to
Archives?
Stop
Thank you.
using, or stop putting I in front of everything.
Yeah.
That'd break the entire system. People would be like, "Wait, is this J phone an Apple
Yeah.
product?" I don't.
Like I before E, except
Trust it.
after C, and like sounded like A, like a neighboring way. Weekends and
It's like
holidays,
Michael
not their own way.
Jackson, that guy that covered Alien Ant Farm.
I want to
Hey,
show title
girls.
Arcaning the Arcane. I almost fucked that up. What is Arcane? I like how in the first one, you're my Arcane Archives. Only Archives is capitalized.
Arcane Archives.
Arcane?
That's the proper noun.
We're working on our
Come on,
deadline issues.
focus.
Basically all students.
Focus,
Hey,
focus.
Carlson, thank you for that 4-month
Woo!
resub. What's up? Welcome back.
What's up?
Hey, Carl.
Need to get some emotes in the chat.
Oh, that's right. Oh, shit, fuck. We should have...
Oh, shoot.
Tonight, we're doing that.
I was gonna
Tonight,
say,
we gotta do
I
that.
have them. I totally
Yeah,
forgot.
we
Got a
do.
new.
Well, it can
we
be
got
an
a new
announcement to check
opening.
in. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
new
so
little badge.
tune in Friday if Twitch
A
doesn't
neat
fuck
little
us
badge.
for a new emote. Our
Sorry, we gotta be-
chain. There you go. Got it.
Our chain, our
Nailed.
chives.
Nailed it.
Our chain, our chives.
Our chain, your chives.
The logo just turns into a fucking onion with chains.
My chain, his chives.
Yep, I'll chain your chives. Welcome everybody. I hope you're having an amazing Wednesday. Tonight our cocaine. We will be discussing
We are cocaine
chapter
tonight.
chapter cooking. We'll discuss chapter 28, 27, 28. What did I title this?
28.
YouTube
28.
auto captions are gonna be like,
Jeremy,
this right?
can you just take over? I always forget the name. Just what are we discussing today?
What are we doing?
Welcome to the Arcane Recap, a subcategory of Arcane Archives Incorporated,
Not
where a bunch
Exploring
of our
Archives.
creative.
No.
Explore.
Welcome to Explore the Archives, where we talk about stuff, do things, and we're a bunch of nerdy ass voice act. What?
We are discussing the episode, chapter. Chapter
So everyone's
28.
on a whole nother level tonight.
Chapter.
Apparently.
Hold on, I'm bringing it in.
All right,
Chapter
you're gonna rein it
28.
in.
For Cold Wind Blows, that you can see on our YouTube at YouTube/The Arcane Archives. Follow us on Instagram at Instagram.com.
I don't know, Shay. I don't know.
Wait, do they have a mobile app? Arcane_archives. That's it.
You can only get to Instagram via a Google page.
Yeah. But all the fun links that we have are down below. You can get our YouTubes. You can catch up on backlogs. We also have a bunch of fun one-shots that we did. And
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
speaking of one-shot, this Friday we are taking a even longer cliffhanger than normal from Falbion, our homebrew campaign, Falbion. And this Friday, I'll be running a one-shot where we're going to see what ridiculous things our players get into. And amongst those players is our Anthony. So yeah, same time, same place right here. We'll see if I remember how to DM.
No, our one shots
7 hour
are probably
session.
going to be 4 or less, around there.
Yeah.
Normal time. And
Hopefully, I'm not recovering too
boredom.
long from my vaccine. So I'm hoping it's not gonna push me too far. But it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Well, if it does, just do what I did and don't stream.
Cancel it last minute.
I
No,
canceled
it'd be
a
like-
Wednesday. You can't cancel a Friday. That's like for death, bitch.
Right after the prologue, it'll be
It's like
like,
for
and
death.
after you finally listen to the prologue, you take a look at all of the wheat fields around you, and then you die.
At least we die with a weed field.
Wheat fields a callback to
My
our,
one-shots take 3
our
weeks.
first campaign.
Yeah, I played with Nick. I'm not gonna say his last name. So Nick, Theater Nick. Anyway, we tried to one-shot Ravenloft or Curse of Strahd. That's a smart idea. Yeah,
One
that-
shot Curse of Strahd. That
Yeah.
took us like a year to get through that.
Yep.
2 8-hour sessions later, and then 1 4-hour session to wrap it up. We finished by dying.
Climactic ending.
Yeah, Curse of Strahd is deep.
Theater Nick.
Deep.
Yeah, we not to get too into the weeds of it, but we got to a room where we had to get a sword to get the thing to kill Strahd. Okay, and then there's a random table to see what room Strahd shows up in, and the random roll had him show up in there, and he took the sword.
Oops.
That fun.
Jess
Hello.
and I played. Not Genasi. I can't even think of the race now. We played twin sisters at like 17
Change
years
my
old, but I was a vampire, and at the end I bit Strahd's neck, and blood went everywhere, and then I had the power of Strahd. I became Strahd. I was a little
Yep.
17-year-old Strahd.
Went from spawn to full blown.
Yeah.
I only did Murder Mansion of Strahd for such. Do it.
I know. Why can't I?
I'm like completely blanking on that race.
I know we played Mystics,
Halfling.
which was fun.
No, there wasn't like a. It wasn't.
No,
Dang
they're
it.
like the gypsy people of that realm.
What realm?
Here,
Whatever Curse of Strahd is in.
Gypsy people. I have
yeah,
no
I
idea.
forget their name.
I don't think that's a race. I think that's a profession.
No.
It was a clan. Vistani. That's what it was.
Vistani. Yeah.
Vistani.
The Vistani.
Did someone say that, or did you just remember?
It just came back to me.
Yeah.
Came
Jeremy
tabaxi
said
to
it,
me.
And I remembered.
It just came back to me.
Well, since it's 8:30, we might as well hop into the episode. So
Yep.
we are going to be discussing chapter 28. A pretty big one. I even told Eddie, I was like, you can kind of skip, like you can skip before the break, but after that you need to watch religiously.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, a lot happened.
we'll start it off with the beginning of the session started pretty tame, just a recollection and a recovery from the battle that happened the chapter before, and discussions of general thought. And one thing, the biggest thing that was kind of brought up, that might have been glazed over, that Zio actually brought up, is he asked everybody. You guys never figured out why the Goliath was in the Lost City.
We didn't. We lost that story thread once Cinder was burned to a well.
No. Why he was in the
Yes.
Lost City, the first city where he killed Sven, because there was the connection. You know, you guys had, obviously you know, but just to give a short synopsis for anybody that doesn't know, you know, you guys were trying to prove your innocence, and you killed some bureau members in the hangar, and then you guys went to the Lost City to find out where, because it said once you're finished, come to the Lost City. And so you guys went there
Right.
to find clues. You ran into the Goliath, but after, you know, the tragic ending of Sven the Kind, it was kind of lost of why the Goliath was there. So now kind of rekindling that stone as players and characters. I guess more players. What do you guys kind of think of that? Like, why do you think he was there? And more importantly, do you think the reason he was there has anything to do with where you guys are now?
I honestly don't know. I've been trying to think about the Goliath's motives and stuff, and the only thing that we know is that he broke away from the Bureau, because even like Cinder, they're like, oh no, he went and did his own thing. He's crazy, and
Crazy?
he's crazy. That's why we're gonna try to kill him. But as far as him being in the Lost City, though, I don't know. I honestly forgot why we went there.
Yeah, it's funny because
you died.
Jay and I were talking, and I mentioned that, and he's like, "Oh, I got to bring that up," like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, "Yeah." Now that I think of it, you guys, like, you know, for obvious reasons, kind of stopped exploring of why he was exploring why he was in the archives of the Lost City.
We were told there by the king of Solaria to go out that way, because he thought that there might be a thread to figure out who killed Lord Nudal, and like the last tip that they had was out that way. So we were just going there to basically research. We weren't even going like, hey, go find this person, or there's a thing here. We were just like, oh yeah, we'll go check it out and see what we can find. Come back one party member later, yeah, there's nothing.
Fast forward to Potatoes never waking up tonight.
Uh-oh. Just gonna close my eyes.
I said that really badly first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just like, I'll be right back, guys, and then
Never
darkness
waking up.
forever.
A streamer I watch a
Just gonna
lot,
sleep.
which you guys know who it is. Someone donated, hey, I have I have major heart surgery coming up, and I'm just gonna be watching while I recover. And he's like, yeah, man, just we can't wait to see you back when you're done, Zode. And he's like, no, I can't wait to see you when you return to the stream. He's like, hey man, this guy says he's going into life-changing surgery. Can't wait to see you when you're dead.
Can't wait.
And he also said, see you on the other side.
See you on the other side.
Yeah. Can you believe this, man?
That's enough to give someone anxiety.
Yeah, I guess I'll just see you on the other side.
Jess, what do you think?
So usually I have like multiple theories of lots of your little
Like Charlie?
threads. I am like Charlie when it comes to D&D. I am 100% that is me. But with this in particular, I really like, I'm not leaning one way or the other. I really have no idea. Like, part of me is like, okay, was it a collective of the Bureau that was hiding out there, and that's why he was there, and like the other people were told to meet there? Was he looking for something in the Lost City that we don't know about? Like, is there some sort of relic or enchanted item that he heard about? I really got nothing. My crazy board with all the like crisscross
all the
pins.
yarn and arrows just goes to a blank
All
spot.
the-
It says,
Yeah.
Just all of the.
It says Fick.
heck if I know.
It's blank.
Well,
But, so yeah, that is still a very much a mystery to me, and I have not come up with a very clever hypothesis yet.
like Sherlock Holmes, where it's just.
I'm
this
working on
long
it.
thread.
Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Bones. Jay, what do you think?
I'm kind of in the same boat where I don't really have a like super solid idea or anything, but just listening to a couple things here and there, a few things just popped into mind. I think that for one, maybe the King of Solaria might know something a little bit more about it, since he's the one that sent us that direction, and that's who we ran into. Besides that, maybe they had sent out, an assassin to deal with Lord Nudal that night, and maybe they're thinking if the Goliath had already broken away from the Bureau at this point, maybe they sent out two different sects, one to go take care of Lord Nudal, the other to go take care of the Goliath. Maybe he was just in the area and they were trying to kill him. But if he hadn't broken away from the Bureau at that point, then maybe he was just kind of part of the team that was there to give the assassins of Lord Nudal a safe exit, or that's where they were going to meet. And
He actually had parachutes. They were gonna run really fast into the wind and just and go back home.
Run really fast.
Yeah, it does not help us.
It can smell really far.
Yeah, but like
Smell really far.
as far as like concrete ideas, not really sure. You know, we went there to go look for things and not fight anything.
And we did.
And one
the
party
opposite
member
of-
later.
Yeah, I don't think you guys fought
Oh.
anyone. You just died.
Okay, correct me if I'm
Oh, we
wrong,
fought some
but
ghosts, but
We fought wolves
wasn't
and ghosts
Came back
and
older and later
and
with
age.
yeah.
but correct me if I'm wrong, but when we were before all of that happened, when we were exploring and we kind of found that area where there had been like remnants of people staying there, there was like a vault that was empty, correct?
If you want to call it a vault, there was a room that was empty with a very big door.
There was a vault.
It's a vault.
Okay,
It's
so
a vault.
so my leading hunch is that Goliath was there for something, and he
Or someone.
got it.
That's true because in that same like cavern or whatever it was, there was a bunch of like a campsite and we did some investigation and found out that it was recently used.
And there was that
So,
big
yeah.
glass door with all the crazy mechanisms that you.
The really
could
big
see
lock
through-
that
'cause it
one
was
would
a
find in a
vault.
vault.
Very
Because
big.
it's a vault.
Of a bank vault.
So
With
either he
stuff that he wants
found
behind it.
like a butt ton of treasure, or yeah, there was something that was being, I don't know, saved
Kept
there.
in the
yeah.
vault. You think that vaults keep things?
Sometimes.
Yeah. That one, I mean, when we got there, it wasn't keeping anything, but
So is that some sort of inception when you have a keep with a vault that keeps things?
It's like a beekeeper.
maybe.
I'm breaking my brain.
It's like
Well-
a beef tender.
I guess I'm drawing a little bit of a blank, but the lead up to Fell Night was fairly uneventful, other than the massacring of the no-named horse.
Yeah, that's on Jess. Do you wanna
Don't.
explain yourself?
Just
Well, I have a question. I have a question about you killing a horse before you even named it.
Okay, nobody even thought about the name until the DM decided to be a butt.
I
What,
was
and
planning on
point out
naming
that
it.
no one named it?
Yes.
I was about to name it. I was gonna walk back over and
No,
name
you
it.
weren't.
I was gonna make
No,
it
you
harder
see.
for
Not
me to
even a
kill
little
it.
bit.
I knew it had to
Literally,
die, so I was gonna
no
name it
one-
first.
No
I
one
saw
thought
that
about
also you just sub-zeroed it. You
naming
just
our trusty travel companion.
So I think that there's a flaw in this argument that we're all missing. I think that this horse was definitely of age to, you know, be taking us on this long travel. Therefore, when we got handed the horse, dude who handed us the horse should have been like, "Oh yeah, this is Charlie."
Mm-hmm.
he's not gonna make it. That's what he should have said after you introduced him.
This is
Hey,
Charlie. He doesn't make
He's
it.
not gonna make it.
That's his full name.
Okay, you want a
start to
horse for
finish.
free? We're gonna give you this one. It has horse cancer.
You gotta make sure to your party that you're the one that gets them. That is true. You gotta be able to get all the magic items.
I got a quick question, piggybacking off of or horsebacking off of it. Jess, what would you have done if June didn't successfully like one tap that horse?
I told you that I would have like immediately put the other hand up and done it again, like within like point.
Just ice back and
within
forth
like
forever.
0.2 seconds.
Through
with
its skull.
0.2 seconds, it would have been
Yeah.
just slightly drawn
Head
out.
full of icicles.
Well, it takes one action to do it. So there's an argument made that if you have 6 seconds a turn, you have movement bonus to main action. If you're casting a main
We're
action
not
spell,
in
it's at least
combat rules.
let me do my bit, and then it's like 3 seconds long to shoot the whole icy cone of it's. So like there would have been a second where the horse's head like flew over and it still stayed alive, and then it just turned and it was like
Stop.
more, and then
You
you'd be
guys
like.
Or
You guys
alternatively,
know-
the cart that you guys didn't disconnect it from, that I graciously said
I
you
know,
did,
I'm gracious.
It-
I'm gracious to you.
as it doesn't die with all of your belongings in the back of it, it just nay,
Turn.
and it just disappears.
If she didn't
There
finish
goes
it off
all
with
our
one
oats.
tap, I was gonna follow up with a firebolt. So.
We're mean. What are you talking
See?
about? First of all, if I'm mean, then why did I let it kill? Why did I let you
Guys are
kill it
mean.
after she did less damage than its main health? All right.
No, that was very nice of you because yes, if you're doing a lot of what ifs. let's talk about what actually happened.
Yeah, let's do that. We'll talk about what actually happened. Remember when cute Ecclesias, cute, deep, thoughtful, kind, compassionate Ecclesias walked up and was like, I will help you, Hoshi, with the words of
It
my
was
tongue that will heal you.
dying.
And then, no, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Hungry.
It was
And then all of a sudden you're like,
suffering.
I know he didn't heal you. I know he's just going to get worse. So, bang! And I turned and I was like, you know what? We actually have never named you. June, I thought you were just peaceful.
Okay.
I thought you were a nice one in the group.
You guys say you don't choose violence. Every time I
Okay.
turn around.
So,
You're killing another horse.
okay, so I just want to say that that was very much like a moment as a player that I was like, okay, I need to play my character and not myself, because there is no way in hell
good.
that I would ever do anything like that. Like
I do that sometimes.
I
my
just
God.
really enjoyed the
Um,
fact that I made the stew you guys ate later with horse. That was
yeah,
it's a
it
fun
was.
callback
Yeah,
for me.
thanks for that. Thanks for that.
Nothing
goes to
waste.
Yeah,
You're like,
it was.
did you just travel from south?
Did you travel from south?
Yeah, see,
I-
Carlson says you did a great job.
Yes, because I was picking up on the gracious clues that the DM was also giving, that this horse looked like death and it needed to go. We were doing it a favor. And all
I
of
don't know
you
if there
guys
were
were
clues
just
so much as he was like, you guys look at it and you don't know if you can heal it.
no, it was you guys look at it and you look like this horse is old and suffering and starving. You
It
could
looks
probably
at you. Just end it.
yeah. That's
Just
how I took
feed
it.
me.
We don't
I-
have and we
I
don't have
can't
the
eat
means,
squirrels.
unfortunately. So
Did I actually say that during the
Yeah.
session?
Yeah, there's a point where Fern's like, and just so you know that you can't just go out and feed it rabbits and squirrels. Because, like,
Yeah.
horses don't eat rabbits and squirrels.
Just,
like, yeah.
just
Could you imagine if horses, like, hunted? They weren't, like, grazers. They
Oh my
actually just, like,
God.
in the middle of...
see. I'm just picturing horses with
God.
giant human teeth and just like chasing them with like their lips flapping. You just see a pearly white smile chasing
well,
a
that's like,
rabbit.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's what could have happened.
Yeah, but that's not what happened. That's what I'm saying.
What happened was
It's
very
not.
nice.
Talk about
There
what
was
happened.
a part of me that really wanted to describe it falling limp and it still being connected to the cart. But I was
Don't.
like, no.
Well, it was that we already made it worse when we killed it, we put it down, chopped its ass off, and took it away to eat it.
Yeah.
You
Who
fucked
was
up
it?
the
Who
first
was
half.
it?
You
Yeah,
fucked
who
up the
was it
first
that
half.
fucked up, like trying to?
Cade and Alar together. Or
It's like,
Cthulhu and Alar together.
see, we just killed our horse and ate its ass. That's what the episode should have been named.
Oh.
How to kill your horse and eat its ass.
Yeah, it's like my
Yeah, that would've
horse,
gone-
a horse, a kingdom for a horse.
Great on YouTube. Algorithm
Wait,
would've
why do we
loved
have a
that.
strike?
Kill a
It's
horse and eat its
clickbaity.
ass.
It's clickbaity.
Yeah, we ate a horse's ass. Welcome.
Well, I guess we can kind of hop into the meat and potatoes of it in the
Potatoes.
you know, town of Yaris, where you met a small, nice little quaint haberdashery. Where I need to grab my notebook because there's a lot of fucking names I don't remember.
You did this to yourself.
I'm not upset, but I need my notes.
I need my notes.
Did you guys have any weird feelings about what was happening going into the place? Like once I was describing it, once you guys got there, was there any inclination of what might happen? What's going on?
So I didn't have any inclinations of like what was going to happen. It was personal inclinations as well as Zio, would have known what the next few days are going to entail as far as the weather, and knowing that we're going to have to be locked down, and also coming from money knows that hey, walking into a place full of random people being shut in there for a few days with your nice shiny things can kind of go bad. So
Why is that different than a tavern? You're
'Cause tavern,
boozed
you have-
up
you
in
can-
a tavern.
Because you can
Well,
leave.
yeah, you can
Yeah,
leave.
you can leave.
You guys can't live. Oh, Nike and flashbacks to Tanzania, nice.
Sponsor?
You can't. I'm making every tavern now. You got to check in, but you can't check out for 3 days.
Oh my god.
Are we sure we want to stay at this one? There's one right down the road.
And the lights are on. Yeah, I think once we got like not pushed in there, but like you know the whole like when it slammed the door shut and it wasn't just like open it up and it's jovial and warm. It's just like one dude reading a book at the end of the tavern at the hearth and stuff like that. Once all these people started rolling, there was also like a meta aspect of it, like, well, something that this is going to be important. It's not just going to be like we're stopping to eventually like travel to the next spot. And I was like, these are all very colorful creatures. And then after like he kept introducing more, I'm like, I cannot wait to see a conversation with all 9 of these very different characters, all acted by Fern. Just a half an hour. I'm just gonna sit back and just eat potato chip.
Yep.
And that seems what it's like. It's gonna be next session. Is just no you, no you, no you.
Yep.
Just get sock
Can't wait.
puppets.
Yeah.
Keep them up.
You know, I was really enjoying one thing that I came up with off the spot that I actually. If you
Off
watched
the
it,
spot?
if off the spot, if
Off the
you
top of your head and honest.
off the bottom of my head and off the spot, if you watch it back, you can see me stutter because the book that he was reading, you asked about it, and I was like, yeah, sure. And then I came up with the name Eclinius Deboria. That's because I started to say Ecclesias.
Eclaius Neo.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but I was
Kleinius.
like, that kind of starts the same.
It does start
That
the
sounds
same.
like my name.
It starts with one less C though. But I'm actually really happy because I love that name, Eclinius Deboria.
Yeah, Kleinius is pretty fun.
Well done.
And Deboria.
So I won't go like bit by bit of like, all right, what'd you think when this person came in? But who out of all the people, like whether you hated them or like, who is your favorite NPC that was introduced? Or the most
goes-
intriguing?
Who goes first?
You talk first. I talk first.
Okay,
Jess.
tell
Go
him
for it.
Me first. So personally, of course, I'm curious about the drow because my first character was a drow and I will always have just a little soft spot. The dragonborn that kind of just like slunk in all like sassy and like I don't know, and then just like went into her bed and didn't talk to anybody. The halfling that came in with
Yes.
the drow.
Do you remember her name off the top of your head? Go.
No, I don't. Oh, it starts with a C.
Starts
Lasagna.
with an L.
An
Yeah,
L.
lasagna is a good way to remember
Lasagna?
it. Lazarna.
Yeah, Lazarna.
Lazarna. Okay, no. I was off. But yeah, that one not so much. But I am curious why they were traveling together. So yeah, kind of just like right off the bat, I think it was the drow that came in that kind of caught my attention at first. Now we've got a room full of colorful creatures and
They're people.
shit.
Jess.
shit
And their names are
hit the
Anakin.
fan.
And their names are all Anakin.
So it's gonna go great.
Jay, what about you?
I think also blanking on the name, the snobby bitch that I was talking to.
Belky?
Yeah.
Belky. Yeah. What was her
Snobby
race
bitch,
again?
I was talking. She was a tiefling.
Brown
That's
tiefling.
right.
Female brown
Um,
tiefling.
Yeah, no, she's the closest person that I've met out traveling to myself. So I think that that's interesting, and it just kind of makes it better how snobby she is, because it's gonna be fun one-upping that.
Yeah, especially when I'm the one behind the dialogue.
Yeah,
Let's go.
That's
Even though I can't use 21st century dialogue, be like, yeah, well, you're dumb.
Boom roasted. 1d4 damage.
Jerry, what about you?
Boom roasted.
I really like Lazarn too, because like I was at the door basically helping people
halfling?
with the door like as they were coming in. So like I got to see everybody like when they first walked in and kind of talked to him, and the drow was just like, "Excuse me, I'm brooding," and like he just went off and
I want to
and
know about the
le-
brooding drow.
and Lazarn was like, "Hello, how you doing?" And which also made me sad that like when Cthulhu did the poison disease ability. I can't remember what it was. And he goes, hey, you find out that her lungs are dying. She doesn't know. And he's like, hey, are you all right? Yeah, I'm fine. Why? It's like, because not everybody would just know that they had a disease
Right.
back then.
And
but
like,
diseases
who would
be
you
in
believe if
everybody.
someone's like, you won't believe me, but your lungs are black?
That sounds like voodoo. I don't believe you.
Right. It's just so
I
on the
like-
realm
I
of
liked her a lot.
realism. Good. I'm glad you liked
I
it.
did like nope, not Carlisle, not Killdrift. I don't know. Oh, Tempest was also really cool. I liked
Yeah.
Tempest because like Genasi are just like a fun race.
Mhm.
Whether you make them like how the book says, or like both of their parents were gods, or just basically like an avatar or something like that. But I like those a lot.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun coming up with every one of these characters. I'm curious, who do you all think is my favorite created NPC out of all of them? Obviously not Yasorna, but
Tempest.
okay, Jess.
I think Tempest. That's my vote. We're gonna put a.
I would
prediction in
probably
chat.
think that Tempest is your favorite too.
Okay.
And I just wanted to point out that of course you would make like the nicest character have the black lung.
Mhm.
You know, I'm not
Just a
gonna
single-
lie. Didn't
on
put
purpose.
2 and 2 together on that. But you know what? Nice people die young. Dicks live forever. Jay, what do you
Moral
think?
story.
I'm gonna live forever.
I'm gonna live forever. At least 30 less years.
I think that I'd have to agree the Genasi because I've heard you talk about your fondness for that race before.
So I do like Tempest a lot, but my favorite was actually Carlisle. I really like Carlisle.
That was my next guess. He was the one reading the book, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
liked him because he reminded me, and I kind of gave him a little bit of a bingo, a little bit of flair
Yeah.
from.
How fun!
Yeah, a little bit of flair from him, so I was having fun with that. And it was funny because we were just talking about that the day before. I mean, I love all of them. Tempest is really fun. I think Tempest would be. I would love Tempest to have like maybe he will, a very full fleshed out, backstory timeline thing. That'd be fun. But yeah.
I'm just waiting for one of the people that are actually in the unnamed tavern right now. I'm just waiting for one of them to eventually turn into the big bad. Like Carlisle is
Yeah.
like, all of these books have now made me what I wanted to become.
Thank you, Acclinius. Thank you, Acclinius. Now I will fuck the world.
So he's like BP.
No, you know what I am actually
Petrol
hoping
company.
though? I'm hoping that once we get past the fuckery of what has happened in this place, that all of these people are like they're adventurers, and I
some
would
degree.
like to make some allies for potential future
That would be
call
cool.
upons.
Oh yeah.
Assistant, not the
No,
one who
they
killed
all
them.
killed her.
Nope.
They all leave.
See, he's asking who your favorite is, so he can be like, all right, this is the murderer.
So Jeremy's favorite has the black lung.
Yep.
All
The
right.
other one's the murderer / BBEG.
Mm-hmm.
But I liked how when after, not to skip to the end of the episode, but I'm gonna, like after you were setting up the big cliffhanger and you were leading up to everybody's perception checks, like picking up on something. Like I'll be honest, like I don't take notes often because I'm just like sucked into what's happening. I'm not like, oh, okay. And what was your name? How do you spell it?
Yeah, I'm the same
But
way.
anyways, but for this one, I was right because there was a lot of people, so I was like, all right, this is the person, that's their name, that's what they look like. But then like when you're like, you notice that Carlisle took all of the glasses back. I'm like, I'm writing that down because this sounds like some clue shit.
That
So I
sounds
can be
some
like-
clue shit.
I actually noticed Carlisle was taking care of the cups. That's right. That's how I picture next episode.
Jess, what did you notice?
How did you know that I was trying to remember?
Because I saw
what
that shit-eating grin.
I haven't found my notebook, so I'm having issues. But
You better figure it out a week from to Friday.
I will. Cause yeah, right now I am drawing a huge major blank.
Huge major. Huge
Huge.
major. I got a huge major.
Now I know what Zio's getting promoted to.
Huge
Huge
major.
major.
Huge
Nice
major
WC
Captain
Cade.
Zio.
If
It's just gonna be
Zio
like, I'm
solves,
the super duper Supreme Ranger then.
No, if Zio solves this mystery, best believe like mystery, like solver of mysteries or something like that is going in the title.
That's a
Oh, that's right. I forgot about your
Detective Zio.
list. I gotta go back.
That I do have written down if I can find my notebook. But yeah, I do have the list of all of Zio's names written down.
We gotta make like a Jess. You gotta draw up like a scroll, like a decree or something like that of his title, and it's just
I can
like
do
ad
that, yeah.
nauseum.
Yeah,
Owner of
I've got
broomsticks, slayer of children. I don't know.
It's funny because Zio is not given any of these titles to himself either.
I was gonna say they've just happened, and you have
Mm-hmm.
taken it on.
It's kind of a fun thing that except was it Sven and Zio talking, and it kind of came up
Yeah.
with like, yeah. So it's like a fun, ongoing, like almost like remembrance of Sven, but it's like obviously it's Zio's character now. It's like absent of him, but it's just like a fun like ode to where that started.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
Ecclesiastes is like, are these things arbitrary? Do they mean anything?
yeah, that's also why nobody
Titles.
yeah, nobody will ever get the title of sergeant, you know, because that to Zio is reserved for Sven, and unfortunately it was a rather low ranking title, so other people had to get promoted and they had to just skip the sergeant.
Skipped right over
Right
it.
on over
Went
that.
straight to officer, so
Hey, I didn't make up these rules. You could say sergeant's the highest.
that is true, but
Fancy.
captain's got to be up there somewhere.
Titles. I definitely read that as titties.
Titties.
And I was like, I mean, I know I looked down at my food, but like, what did I miss?
Robert Baratheon, titles.
Of course you did, Shay.
Yes.
At
Tits?
tits. At what point did you, if it wasn't until the very end, but at what point were you guys like, this is gonna be someone's dying? This is a murder mystery. Was there any point that you all were like, this is gonna be a murder mystery? If so, what was the tip off?
Yeah, Jeremy, you go first.
The tip off is when you had mentioned that there's a dead body. That's when I knew that this was going to be a
Same,
murder
to
mystery.
be honest.
Because I was like, something's setting up. I'm not going to try to get ahead of myself. I'm just going to stay in the moment.
Shay with 100
And,
cheer. Thank you.
Biddies. Ooh.
Chat.
Drinks. Be honestly, like, once when he woke up and like, he had the like, you can see the silhouette. I was like, this is gonna be a goddamn Clue episode.
Goddamn Clue episode. Jess?
So as far as like full-blown murder mystery, yeah, probably not until the murder actually happened.
Oh,
But-
awesome. I got somebody till the end.
But I was skeptical that something was gonna happen, and I was skeptical that their fight, someone was gonna die. I just didn't really realize that it was gonna be, like I said, full-on mystery with no one actually
Yeah.
seeing what happened until
It's gonna
until
get
you
crazy.
said Alar couldn't see shit, and
What do
I-
you do now for the sake of
Right.
Cyber?
That's why I was like, when he was like, I stay up, I was like, you sure you don't sleep?
I love doing that to you. I'm so sorry, but like if you have like this whole plan and like someone like just puts like a little like pin in it and like, you're like,
Well, that's
"Are you
DMing.
sh- are
Prepare
you
to
sure?"
do absolutely nothing that you do.
Yeah.
that
Are
you
you
plan.
sure you want to do that?
You just need to have NPCs like pull the line from Deadpool when he's just like, "Hey, that guy wants to talk to you. What does he want? I don't know, but it might advance the plot."
Right?
Yeah.
Hey, adventurers, I have a plot hook for you.
Nice.
Straight up and obvious.
Jay, what about you?
Wait.
Yeah, I was in the same boat. I didn't know. I knew that obviously something was being set up, but and I felt like I was the last one to the conclusion, but thankfully I wasn't. Yeah, I didn't. I knew something was gonna happen. Again, with my inclinations of, shove this many random people into a room and lock them down for 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised that the caretaker was the one to get assassinated. That raises some odd
She could've
questions
tripped.
to motives.
With
Yes.
a cup. Didn't she have a cup in her hand?
There's a cup
Yeah.
next to her.
Yeah,
I don't remember if I said in her hand or like right next to her hand.
I'd have
Fuck, I
to
gotta go watch that
check.
episode again.
But yeah.
If you don't
Curl
think that
said-
next week I'm religiously watching the end of that, so I don't fuck up any of the details I gave, because I can't be I can't even change the slightest detail, because that can literally change how you guys
The
follow the
entire-
trail the
yeah.
whole time.
So Curl said when they she was on, or they were onto it when they passed out the cups, she knew something was up. Yeah, and I kind of like,
But it
I'm
was Miss
always
Blacklung that
skeptical.
passed them out.
I am always skeptical of like anyone giving us things, but I'm trying as a player to like let that go a little bit and stop being so just like suspicious of everything.
I wonder where
and
that
I let it
comes
go,
from,
but
though.
then
I just don't trust anyone.
no. But then when Anthony, you told Jeremy that the one thing he noticed was that was it Carlisle was the one that like collected all the cups.
Yeah,
Then I was like, oh my god.
because I was like waiting. Because whenever like you do like insights or not insights, yeah, stuff like that, and it's like you're hoping for like a big piece of information, and I was like, well, that was boring. Oh wait, that means something. I'm writing that
yeah.
down.
I know.
You noticed that he cleaned the table. Sweet.
if we're getting into predictions in that sense, I think that that's a what do they call it, a red herring or whatever, where false clue.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
That's
for
what
the
red
cup?
herring is.
Yeah, I think that if it had anything to do with the cups, you know, it could be that. Now that I'm thinking about it, because I thought that, you know,
I like
it
on the
would have
start
been
of your own
Yeah.
sentence. Don't follow this.
None of us know.
Well, maybe.
We're all over the place.
Yeah.
I was thinking, you know, it probably would have come from like a single batch, and that would have been poison. And we obviously all didn't die, so you know. Also, Cthulhu used his thing to see poisons and stuff, and he saw a poison, so we know that it worked. But he didn't see any poisons in the cups or anything. so-
Well,
What?
funny
Was that-
enough, magic's not
Too
poison.
late?
I also don't
Yeah.
think he told anybody. He wasn't
But-
like, guys, these
no,
drinks
he
are good.
didn't. But
Yeah.
wasn't it Tempest that had the poison in his bag?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm almost wondering, like, what if he was just playing Russian roulette and like dropped it in one of the drinks and was like, let's see who gets it.
I almost
I don't
helped
even
you
wanna
out with your
blame
thought,
him.
and I was like, I can't do that.
Come
I was
on.
like, or
on.
what if this? And I'm like, no.
Like I don't know if it's clever, because like when it comes, this is why I like these types of scenarios in D&D, because oftentimes you're like, what would my character do? To an extent, like you don't make intentionally bad decisions that can break the game because your character would do it. It's not like a
Yeah.
foolproof thing. But when it comes to like the murder mysteries, you can't help but use your own intellect if you
Right.
have any. So like you're just going through, you're trying to find the clues, you're trying to play the game and stuff like that. But then you step back and like with Ecclesias, like, well, why would, if we found out that Tempest had the poison, in my mind, it automatically writes him off as being innocent, because it would ruin the whole story. If it was like, oh yeah, you already knew he had it, so he did it, so whole murder mystery's done. So like somebody had to have stolen it, but then like it's hard to put that behind you in Ecclesias. It's like, well, you had the poison, clearly it's you.
Yeah.
And so it's like these ones are really tricky to play, like not
Mm-hmm.
meta, because it's like, would Ecclesias know, or anybody like have that clever mentality? So that's when it's fun when you throw like rolls for us, like, well, I don't know, roll intelligence or something like that. We'll see
I'm
if
so
maybe
glad
he puts it together.
that
And
my
that's-
character is smart.
Wild card.
And wow, well, too, like,
Ecclesias is curious, but
no, this isn't helping you along, but let me extend that thought too, where you're like, well, he has the point, so he's innocent. Now, how does this change it? What if the bottle's half full? Because he doesn't get to see, he doesn't like see a ping of, there's a vial of poison, right? He just knows that there's poison in his bag. So, like, do you think that if it's full? Do you still think that if it's half full? What if it's almost empty?
what if Genasi just drink poison? It's like
What
the
if
Dragonborn mean to
Genasi
them.
get off on cocaine up the butt?
They
Maybe that's
better-
what it is.
I think it actually
Really?
says
That's what
that.
it really is.
Technically,
butt
if someone
coke.
has spice, that would technically
think-
be a poison.
Wok made it canon.
Oh, Tempest.
But the
dirty
whole
dog.
like poison drink though, has anybody played in a campaign where people were getting poisoned all the time, or that maybe it happened once. Because I don't think out of all the years we've been playing D&D, like I've never been in a campaign or like a one shot where like we just got poisoned.
I was gonna say I don't think I had you guys do that. I don't think it's happened to me. Jeremy, I don't
It's just a
think you
weird
did.
thing. They're like,
I think it's
no,
a
it's
stigma,
like-
kind of like a bard will try to sleep with the dragon. I think it's like,
oh yeah.
oh,
yeah.
you drank something? Con save. So I think it's just kind of ingrained in D&D to like, don't eat or drink anything, which is
And that's why I
kids.
am the
good.
way
kids,
that I
this
am.
is a good life lesson. All right, if someone else hands you a drink, you didn't see him pour it, don't
That's
drink
true.
it.
It's
Otherwise, a con save, which
Because it could be poop.
you're designed to fail.
true. It's true. I
Could just
heard,
be big poop.
and I've been watching too much Game of Thrones already because poison is a woman's weapon.
Yeah. Men aren't smart
Or
about it. They
men,
just go,
you know,
"Kapla!"
2021.
Yeah.
It's a woman's weapon, or men. You know, 2021.
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
just a
men.
man can do that too.
Wow,
a man can
showing your
poison.
insensitivity.
Hey, a man can do that.
I
too.
didn't realize. Wow.
Yeah, you're dating her.
Ah,
Right back at you.
you're like 40 feet from me too. Saying all this nonsense.
Now, I think I mentioned this off stream. I may have mentioned it right before I ended it, but something I pointed out too is like you also have to remember, like obviously you guys are the heroes, right? But that doesn't mean that they're gonna think you guys didn't do it. Like you guys
Oh yeah.
are as fault, other than like obviously you guys know you didn't, but they're like you are at fault as much as everybody else is. You're innocent until proven guilty. And Alar actually, like after I started thinking about it, really fucked himself by staying
Yep.
away.
Yep.
You definitely did.
Because it was very obvious. It's not like he was in his bed and was awake for the night. No, he was like, I'm gonna go chill and keep the fire roaring, and then she's dead 5 feet behind him.
Yeah.
And
I did not do it.
I had to double check, but I also think I mentioned nobody woke up. So if he's gonna wake everybody up,
Yeah,
you're
I
like,
don't think I said
he's
it.
just, I go to sleep.
Or does he go body
Honestly,
to body?
though.
Wake up, dead body. Wake up, dead body.
Yeah.
Or did you just shout it to everybody?
Where did that
Does
body?
he call a meeting like Among Us?
Or just
Yeah.
go to bed and then he was
Mhm.
sleeping. He doesn't know what happened.
I just
I
can't
didn't
wait for
I
the.
didn't see anything.
We're probably gonna break a D&D record for the amount of insight checks in a session.
Oh, 100%.
I didn't do
yeah.
it. Insight check. No, I was sleeping. Insight check.
Sleep
Or
check.
whatever.
Again,
Well,
with
funny
addiction-
enough for that, and I guess I'll kind of allude to it. I'm instead of you guys being like insight check on every roll, I am going to be doing my bit. If you ever play the game LA Noire, where you have to tell if people are lying and you have to actually read their body language, I'm going to be trying to, when they're speaking, I'm going to be doing what they do, instead of insight check.
Spoiler.
They're kind of sweating. You know, I'm going to try to make it a little more interesting, so it's not just you rolled a natural 20, so now you know they're lying. You know.
Ooh.
So-
Mystery.
So I think that we're gonna get this wrapped up pretty quick.
Yeah.
Because
Look
Yeah,
at
I
his face.
do.
Joe, why would you say that? Why would you say that?
Wait.
again,
Before you
just
continue
predict-
your thought, this is the guy who said this is a red herring, and then 5 words into his sentence, no, it's not a red herring.
well, I think
No, it's
that
plausible.
Cartoon's immediately going to drop Zone of Truth, and he's just gonna be like, "Did you do it? Yes or
Did-
no?"
did you
and
do
we
it?
obviously he'll know who is affected by the spell and who isn't. So
I can already think of a clever way that Anthony could get out of that. He can just be like, they're all adventurers, they know this spell, and they all refuse to answer.
Yeah, I was gonna
Well-
say none of them are gonna. They're all just gonna do the silent treatment,
I think
and then
that
that'll be real fun for everyone.
DCs are all like 25 and up from here on
All
out.
I will
Unless-
say
What is it? How do you know that the Zone of Truth is cast? Do you know?
just like any spell.
Yeah, like any charm spell or like any affect spell.
But
they
do you
know
know
what happens to 'em.
after, or like
I'd
if
say
you if you fail the if you fail the save,
You know you're
Like
in zone
at-
of truth. So I would
Okay.
but
also
if
make
you
it.
make it,
I would say you do. It doesn't make sense to me for you to fail and know you're under it. But if you are more hardy of the head, you don't somehow know that you passed this check for something probing your mind. That sounds
Not
weird to
that-
me. So
So my question is, let's say you cast Zone of Truth, you pass the check. Would you just know that somebody is casting a spell that's trying to affect you? Would you
Well,
know
let me
the
look up
actual
really quick.
spell?
Maybe
Yeah.
not, but
Yeah, because I'm also wondering, like, if Zone of Truth was cast, like, you didn't see the person
it's
cast
verbal
it.
and somatic. So the purple person casting it needs to physically make a movement with their hands and say something. So, and
But I'm
like I know,
saying-
I was just finishing up on Jay's question because like depending on the spell, like when you cast spells, right? Like it's not like you can use any hand movement unless you have specifically chosen a discipline to be a sly caster, like a rogue or something. So it's not like if you're casting, you had to do something like this. It's not like now you want to be stealthy, so you just do this, right? It's not how it works. The spell wouldn't work. So it's like you had to do the same thing. So it makes it hard to be like, I'm not casting a spell.
I'm just stretching.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if they would know the specifics if they passed what spell.
They would. I believe I've done this with like friendship and like charm person and stuff. I would say they would know the type of spell, like it's a mind altering, probing spell, something like that. But unless you're a caster, I would say it's very hard for you to be like, this is that spell. I would say only people that know casting, even minorly, would be able to be like, I kind of know that spell.
I picture
So-
like just their ears ringing or something. They get like tingles behind their ears, and it's like somebody just tried to fucking cast a spell. Who was?
Mhm. Yeah, it's pretty
So-
accurate how I think about it too. Yes, Jess?
Yeah, so my question is, like, say you fail the save and therefore you're affected by the Zone of Truth, you can't lie. How does one know that they can't lie unless they try to tell a lie and they can't?
Can I say how I
That's a very-
picture it real quick?
That's a very good
Oh, sorry.
question. That's a very good question. And I honestly don't have an answer for you. Jeremy.
The way that I was thinking about it is that like, you can even have it different if somebody had different intelligence or whatever, like how it would come out. But the way that I pictured it is like if somebody asks you a question and you know the lie and you know you're lying, you know the right answer. It's like you feel it float around in your head, and then there's a filter, and then you make up a lie, and then you say that lie and try to convince somebody that you're lying. But I feel like it'd be funny if that spell severs that disconnect. So when you think about the answer, your mouth just says it as opposed to waiting for like an alternative response, and you're just like, yes, I did it.
Right,
Or
like
something like that.
like liar
Like
liar.
you hear the
Where he's
yeah,
like,
exactly.
instead of just not saying anything, he's like, boobs.
Yeah.
So-
the blue pen.
Yeah, I know there's the option to not say anything, but the way that I kind of see it, and I guess this is just my perception on this spell, is that if you fail the check, you don't know what spell was cast, someone asks you a question, and I go to give you an answer, and I go to lie to you, but then what comes out of my mouth is the truth. After that, I would obviously know that something's up, but that initial question,
So
I
see
would-
where,
I
I
would
see
go
where
to-
you're going with
yeah.
it. But just because the way that the spell is written, and because that spell can already be pretty OP, I would say whoever is affected by it would just have the wherewithal to not lie. I can come up with a more nuanced answer of what happens in their mind, but because it says you can choose to just not lie or not say anything, it seems kind of broken, especially if you're like, because like look at it this way, if you say did you kill the guy and they go what, like that's the answer to the question, so that right there could mean that, well, they answer the question, now they know they can't lie, you know, so there's it can be kind of muddied, but
I feel like maybe it almost makes them feel like they're tipsy, so they almost have like that sense of charm person where they're like entrusting you with it.
right.
But like that's the fun thing is that like if people have varying intelligence levels, it can be to the point where like you have a barbarian in Zone of Truth and they're like, who farted?
Yeah.
I did. Just, but
then,
somebody
yeah,
who's like
and
a
then
high level, they can be like, I can't say whether or not I was or was not there. Because they can kind of understand that they may be under the influence of a spell if they are a spell slinger. There's
Right.
a bunch of fun ways you can do it.
Yeah.
And with,
I'm
excited to
and
see
this
how it
isn't-
works.
Like I'm not. If that spell is cast, obviously, so it doesn't ruin everything. I'll come up with some ways to, whether it's all, some, none, to kind of get around it. But if you ask me when my birthday was, I can tell such a half truth about it that gives you almost no answer. But it's not a lie, and it's the truth. So, and
Spring.
so, right. So, like, there are ways, just like in real life, if you're in a lie detector, obviously if it's yes, no. Like, but if you're like, ask a very nuanced question, there's ways around it for someone that, like Jeremy was saying, someone that's clever.
So is it going to be kind of based on maybe your stats then? How you would be affected by that spell?
I guess you won't really know until you find out.
Well, all right then.
I just wanted to answer Curlson's question, and I believe this was in context to
The somatic and verbal.
Yeah, it would be pretty obvious what you were doing, even if you just turned around. Like, yeah, you might be able to hide the hand signs and stuff like that. You're still saying something, but yeah, if you just turn around.
Where were we?
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm just
it would
picturing
be-
I Dream of Genie turning around and being like,
Yeah, like you can hide your spells when you're casting them and stuff, but that requires you to, be in a position in which that you can do something like that.
and the somatic
Stealth
thing
check.
is the hardest thing. If stealth checks for like somatic components, that's really tough. Like, if you're in a crowded room and someone's like, "Can I do a stealth check on something that's your hand movement?" I'd be like, someone's gonna see. Whether you want to try to hide it from the one person you're trying to, but someone's gonna see. In the terms of verbal, that would be more of a stealth check of like, I try to mutter it instead of being like, Simsalabim! So.
I'm casting
I'm
a
gonna.
spell!
One of my next spells that I learn, the verbal component is gonna be Simsalabim.
There you go. You already got it.
Make it one that I can learn too, so
And then if you guys
Perfect.
have
Then
to
we can
cast
just
that
yell it
together, you guys
Yep.
can put your hands together, and then one person does that, one person does that, and then you open it up, and then it shoots the spell out.
So I'm about to ask unless cast, if you guys have any questions, now would be the time. Anybody in chat, if you have any final questions, make sure you throw them in there, because I will probably be wrapping up here on my final question going into it. And Eddie, if you're still here, which you should be, watch the episode, because you need to, because things will
Eddie.
happen.
There is a lot. We can have a watching party this weekend or something like that, or sometime next
Boom.
week. But
Roasted.
I have a question for the DM though.
Yeah.
Do you think we're gonna wrap this session in that one chapter?
Do I think you guys are going to solve it in the chapter?
Yeah. Because the reason why I asked this question is because they're like, oh no, Fell Night is 3 nights, so you figure it out on the first night. It's gonna be real awkward for 2 days.
Right. Well, the way I pictured it was this was the first night of Fell Nights. Now you're in the second day. So
Okay.
at very worst, you'd have like 1 day. Still might be awkward, but
Can I get some water? No, you killed her.
I'd like to say that every time I've thrown any sort of puzzle, it's been solved a lot faster than I wanted it to. That being said, this is obviously not that easy of a puzzle. But you guys are very clever. I can't predict what 6 people will do. All I will say is that at the
That'd be a
same
good
time,
prediction.
6 people can also make some really, where the fuck did you get that kind of jumping to
You
conclusions.
can go either way.
It's
at
like,
this
he
point.
has poison. He probably stabbed his mother, and his mother came back to haunt her, and she got spooked and died. And it's like,
Killed herself for the
ghost
insurance money
killed
on the
her.
property.
right? And like that, in any player set, even mine as a DM, like, that could be a rational thought based on like 3 words said. Be like, his mother, like,
Yeah.
So, I would think that you guys will probably, because you're very clever, and you guys solve my puzzles very quickly, no matter what they are. Do I hope it takes 2 sessions? I don't know. I feel like if it took 2 sessions, it might be a little exhausting. But we'll see.
Riddles are difficult because it's either like it's so ridiculously hard because like the person posing the riddle already knows it, then it can be really complicated, especially if it's like a multi-part one, or then they're too easy where they're just like, oh yeah, it's
so far.
fire.
Right.
yeah.
And I promise I won't do the thing that I've had some friends, maybe one of them I play with, that wears glasses. As we're
His name rhymes
as-
with Nick.
His name's not Dick. I'm just gonna say I won't tell you guys. Really, you guys don't like see it? Like, come on. It's like, yeah, it's really easy to fucking say when you have the answer. I'm throwing shade at Nick because the last puzzle we had in his off-stream game, we couldn't figure out. He's like, "How are you guys not getting this yet?"
You have the answer. And then all puzzles are obvious after you know the answer.
Yeah.
But have any of you guys been done like a murder mystery party or something like that?
I was
Actually
in one.
acted in one.
Oh,
we-
look at us! High fives. High fives.
Jessica.
Come on.
Wait, were you on stream? So I gotta go
Yep,
this way.
yep, there you go. Bip.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, we are professionally high school trained.
high school actors.
And
It is-
and murder mystery is a normal occurrence.
Yeah, dinner
Actually,
theater?
Yeah, it was called dinner
Okay.
theater. So there would be a murder mystery.
Okay.
I was
And
actually in the.
I've
I
been
was the
to-
murderer
I've been
too.
to- Okay, so I've been
We were
to
both
the dinner.
murderers. I think I'm not gonna name drop, but I think our director purposely did that.
Yeah.
They're like, he did it, you did it.
Gotta keep
So
it
I've-
sexy. Hips and
I've
hips.
been to like a dinner theater and seen that. It's been a long time, but I'm just wondering kind of what kind of ammo are we packing on solving this thing on our end. So Jeremy, use that experience. Let's solve this thing in one session.
See, I can do the theater face.
You know what?
That's-
I'm
that's
even
it.
I'm even
That's
gonna
experience.
ante up. All right. There will be a reward for, we'll just say, the collective altogether, if you guys manage to solve it. If you solve it before the break, you get a really big one. If you solve it before the session ends, you get a big one. And that's it. You guys get a
solve it
reward.
before the
Challenge
intro video.
accepted.
You're
Challenge
guys-
asking for
accepted.
some really broken ass shit to happen to your riddle. Just saying.
So, but in
Not that I can
return,
do it.
I ask one thing.
Jay,
If
you're
you,
like,
I
"Alright,
ask one
bitch."
thing in return.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be playing on Jay's birthday, which is the 14th, next
That's right.
Friday for that continuation of a session. Jay.
Yeah.
If your group has to have your back. If your group cannot solve it by the break of the second session, the following week you need to have a cam.
Oh shit.
I mean,
Well, now I'm just gonna intentionally not do well.
Yeah, that's a.
I was about
That's,
to say, I feel like that's putting incentive on the thing that we don't
I am
want to
gonna
happen.
throw
And
so
I'll
many
do
red
the flip
herrings.
side. If you solve it before the break of the first session, I'll buy your cam.
And fly out to the unknown location you live and install it for you. Duct tape your eyes open.
Just like, oh yeah, that was easy.
I feel like watching Anthony install anything, especially in my own setup, would be hilarious to watch.
It's a USB
There you go.
port.
Yeah,
it
I
in.
know.
You plug it in and you click
Fuck
the
you.
buttons and
Hey,
you're good to
all right, I'm gonna throw her under the bus, but I'm not Jess.
go. Okay.
Boom, boom,
You know
that's
what?
good.
No, it's fair. It's fine.
Okay.
That's fair.
It's fair. It's fine.
Yeah, Crossy,
I know
you
my
can totally
strengths.
get in this. Hey, I'll tell you
not one
what.
of
You know what? Here, you know what? We're gonna do prediction right now.
Let's do it. Yeah, I
Ooh,
was
let's
gonna
do a
say.
good prediction.
I noticed that Curl said that, and I'm assuming that we're probably gonna have a few polls going on with a murder mystery type
I was
of session.
wondering how many answers can you have? It's just
Yeah.
two, isn't it?
Mm.
So,
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
all
you
right,
can't,
guys, what
like,
we
put
gotta
all
do
the
is we
names
gotta
down.
kill everybody there except for
But
two
two.
people.
Okay.
Yep. So we can have a poll. Which of these two did it?
Okay.
We're probably gonna
Um,
end up killing the murderer and convicting
Yeah.
an
Anthony,
innocent person, but
But
Yeah.
does it count if we
We both
kill
don't, so you
everybody?
kill them.
No, if we kill everybody except for two people, and both of those people are innocent, therefore we already killed the murderer. Therefore, justice. Does that count as solving the mystery?
technically.
You have
Why
three
stop
witnesses.
at just those two though?
Just kill everybody. Then nothing bad
Yeah.
happens.
There we go. We know we didn't do it.
Please,
Well, I don't know.
Then
Do
we
we
are
know?
the murderers.
for the night.
Yeah.
PBAJ.
Then we
All right.
did
didn't,
do it.
You got a
we
minute.
didn't start it.
And
We
you
didn't
guys
start it.
you guys can predict too. So, do they solve it in chapter 1 or chapter 2? 1, they got this, or 2, how do they not see it?
All right. Challenge accepted.
But Jay,
I feel like
are you willing to put
Wait,
some?
wait.
Are you willing to put that on there?
Real quickly, this poll has to end by the end of the stream. How are we gonna?
Well, the people that are here are going to be the one predicting it.
Yeah.
I know, but how are we gonna? Who's gonna claim the bits?
This stays up
Really? For how long? I thought the stream.
until I say what happens.
Ah,
Who's
interesting.
voting no?
Carlson
1,000
with
people.
1,000. Yeah, I see those numbers, Carlson.
Yeah, 2 will vote it.
Oh wow, wow.
Vote in here.
Oh, all right. Jay says they got it in 1. He saved it. Wow. All right. Now Carlson's alone.
Curls. The
You
lack
gotta have
of
some
faith.
faith in us.
The lack of faith, Curls.
It could pay off though.
Well, yeah, but it's sad. Like I said,
Sad.
challenge accepted.
Well,
And then people that can hop in on stream for next Friday on the 14th, they can also put their bet in before it's closed. If they're new to the
maybe.
stream.
If at worst, I will just delete that outcome. Everybody gets refund of their stuff and open a new one. So.
Okay.
But for the
Turns out.
final, I hope I'm wrong. For the final question, crossbow bolt to the head. You guys had to choose who did it. Right now, who do you think it is?
fuck.
Who's your money on?
Carlisle.
Carlisle, okay. Jess? Bolt to head. Instant. What do you got?
Oh, come on.
5.
I'm between 2. I'm between
Okay.
Carlisle and I'm between the Dragonborn.
Okay. Jay?
I think Carlisle or Belky.
Do you guys only
can
think
see
it's
Belky,
Carlisle?
too.
Do you only think it's Carlisle because I said he's my favorite? So of course I make my favorite the murderer.
No, because of no. Chances are
No.
he's not the murderer because he is your favorite. But I'm just
Wait.
my thing is not only the cup thing, but Carlisle was in there first, so he got to know her the most.
Yeah.
And
Hilarious.
He's reading books?
And yeah, he's reading books. Yeah, and then I guess my other thing is like I'm almost wondering. I'm gonna throw some fucking red herrings in here. I'm almost wondering if like the feud between the Drow and the Dragonborn, if she meant to kill him or something like that and accidentally got her. Like,
Yeah,
I
see,
don't
I think
know.
that he was the one who had the least kind of fingers pointed at him, or like the most obvious kind of things, and I think that in these situations you're going to be wanting to give us a bunch of red herrings to kind
Go
of
on. I just had a good idea.
throw us off.
I just had a good idea. In Discord, we should set up a poll for people to vote of who they think the killer is. And
Do that.
then
You set up some
maybe,
reactions to it.
yep, and maybe we can do like a little treat for whoever gets it right.
Oh.
You know what?
That's gonna go up on the Instagram.
Yes, that is a thing. In our Discord, we will start a poll on who we think it is, and we will remind this Friday. But that means any of you that are in chat, make sure you come into the Discord, even if you want to leave after you get your prize, just to see who
That's fine.
who you think it is. But
Vote and leave.
And then
we'll
as
give you a
things
good-
are unfolding in the
Or you
episode,
can
you can
stay.
be right in there for the live channel, and because you might want to change your vote, and then we'll like lock it in at the end or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah,
No,
we'll have,
Jag's
like,
not
a
here, but
cutoff.
maybe
But
there'll be some merch.
Because Jag's not here.
Exactly.
Because Jag's not here, you'll get
You all
some
get merch. Everybody in the chat.
if
Unless-
Jag
unless
ever
Jag
watches
wins, then
these
I'll
back,
throw him like a couple bits.
Jag, I got you. You will get merch eventually.
But on that note, that is where we're gonna wrap our episode of Exploring the Archives. Thank you to everybody that showed up. We actually had the highest viewership in this that we've ever had, so that's really awesome.
Sweet.
If anybody's new here, make sure you
Awesome.
hit that follow button so you know when
Yeah.
we're going live. And if you'd like
Come
to
hang
find
out with us.
or if you like to follow any of our other stuff, like Matt Colville says, everything's down to the doobly-doo.
Doobly-doo.
But better not be tuberculosis. I'm still not over our... Well, there it is.
I know.
Oh,
Wow.
spoiler right there. Right
Hey,
at the end,
I will
you
say,
fuck.
maybe not spoil the end of something in the chat. Anyway. Oh, I'm so bitter about that.
Oh,
Oh no!
okay. In defense,
Oh,
it's
in
been out
defense,
for
that
a
game's
long
been out
time.
for like 8
yeah,
years.
it's been
I
out
know,
for a long
but
time.
who anywhere just mentions the end of a game? Just.
How do
hey,
you know
this
it's
is
not?
the joke.
How do you? Okay, no. So that's
No,
not
we're
the
just.
end.
I don't. We're. This is gonna be a long ass talk. So anyway, thank everybody that hung out. Make sure you come in on Friday for the one shot DM'd by my brother. It's gonna be really fun. We're gonna have some fun characters in it. So make sure you
Too
don't miss
funny.
that one.
People are gonna be naked.
Yeah, everybody's gonna be naked.
That's not true.
Yeah, that one stung.
I'm
Anyway.
always naked. What are you guys talking about?
We'll see you all on
Okay,
Friday.
well, get a cam and prove it, Jay.
We're gonna hear an Airful about this after.
Take care. Much love. We'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody.
The